We'd like to welcome every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for fundraising for great causes. And our focus, our case study is the road to kindness and Tony and all the things that he's doing and there. So it's a backstage pass. We're kind of working on some things a little bit frustrating where we're getting people to click on things. Thanks, Adam, for being around. Tony, you've met Adam
Hey,
before, I
Adam.
believe.
Yes, thank you, Adam.
And so,
Thanks for everything you've done with the song and everything. Appreciate it.
yeah, he's the magic behind it. And so we've got that in the song library and the lyrics. What we're working on, and we use Life Masteries uses ClickFunnels. And what's supposed to happen here, Tony, is there's supposed to be um, a Facebook something here where people could make comments on the song.
Okay.
But somehow there's a bug in ClickFunnels, and Adam has been working to get them to fix it, but they're running into some challenges there. And then we have the assessment here. And so, Anita, do you know how many have clicked on this? She's working on it. You're on mute if you're talking.
Right now, I have 1,056 people in the folder.
Okay. All right. So we have 1,056. And so what we want to do is what we're struggling with, Tony, both business wise and Life Masteries Institute wise, is it's like we can drive people, thousands of people, to a website, but it's like trying to get people to register and engage.
Yeah.
It's like crazy hard. And so we're trying to crack the code on that. And so, Anita, what we want to do is, I don't know, send out 10,000 a week or whatever we're going to send out, and then capture all the people that go to whichever page. So these are going to be pretty much, for all the most part, they're all going to be business people. And so maybe asking this question is too much. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I'm not sure. So this, Adam and Anita, um, in our daily meetings at 12:30, we probably ought to talk about this. And so, Anita, if you could bring this up when David's on at least a couple times a week, and let's come up with some variations on this. Adam, have you run through this on AI to see if AI has any opinions on it?
Not this one.
Okay. So I would go ahead and see if there's, so I don't know if people are going through here. And so we're going to need, in addition to this here, we're going to need Google Analytics on it. And so tracking that, Anita, if you need help from Adam, you can do that. But getting this to where, so what we're doing is this goes back, Tony, to the 530 grid, which is the strategic strike, which is box 5.
Hmm.
So based on university studies, the average number of contacts it takes to make a sale is somewhere between 6 and 10 contacts. Adam, any other questions or thoughts you have?
Not at the moment.
All right. Thanks for sticking on a little longer. Appreciate it. What we're trying to do, Adam, is do the same thing that we're doing to get people to participate in. Tony, do you guys have a weekly podcast?
Not a weekly podcast. We're now people are reaching out to us, which is kind of cool. So we've
No.
done our Spotify. It seems like our audio podcasts are doing much better than our YouTube channel. So we have I think we have over 500 downloads now through that podcast channel. So people are reaching out. We've got about six of them coming up, 6 or 7 podcasts coming up. We're going to try to do them a lot until June, and then we have our ADHD summit coming up in June for Children's Awareness Month. So we don't have it, but you can go to the channel, you can go to the website, you go to YouTube, and you can see all that we put out there. We actually put the remembrance with the song for Anthony out there this week too.
Gotcha. So, Adam, I don't know if you've researched or if Life Masters have done anything on Spotify. And so I don't know what other platforms there are out there, but
there's a lot.
Anita,
There's a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of them, and most of them are. I have a whole list on one page I could send over to you. But there's like we're on every single audio podcast network we're on.
So if you could go ahead and get that over to us, that would be great.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
Anita and Adam, anything you can do, anything you can do to research that, find it out. How do you blend it in? How do you leverage it? How do you get the 1,000? One is so Anita building that up to where we go from 1,000 to 2,500 to 5,000, 10,000. Getting people so if they click on it, we know they're interested in the topic. There's some interest in that topic. Then what we just have to do is we just have to be relentless in touching them. And so those audio ones, like we might go ahead and come up with a weekly campaign that sends it out on the audio to those 1,000 people. Does that make sense, Adam and Anita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Take
You
care,
guys have a
Adam.
good day.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Then it's just getting it. Say, okay, we've got 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people. Then it's a matter of, okay, what messaging do we need to do to go ahead and get them to actually engage?
So you have a list of 1,000 people that are on the file, 1,056. Okay.
Yep.
Can we stratify that by, and you're saying they're all businesses, right? So they had to click on this because they have some interest in ADHD. So what we've done, what we're continuing to do is we now have a letter or an email that's going to go out to every car dealership that we have, and we already have one that seems like they're really interested in what we're doing. We have letters going out to every celebrity, emails going to a bunch of celebrities that have said they have ADHD or athletes. We probably put out about 50 or 60 of those. We're working on businesses. There is a list of 100 top they're called the 100 top kind businesses. And that was put together by, I don't know, one of these organizations, Time Magazine or one of them put them together. So we're addressing every single one of those with an email letter. So we found contacts for everybody on that. That's directly going to the businesses. So if there's a way to get the businesses, we don't need the name of the person, but the businesses, then we could see how big they are and what their culture is, and we can go at it that way from our marketing team's perspective. This way, they're not just sitting in a file, and whether they've gone through it or not, they said they expressed some interest in ADHD, so we attack that. We go after the target, the business, as opposed to the person. See if they want to follow along, because everything's just about ready to go. Our web app, and I'll send that link over to you so you guys can take a look at it too. That's out there. We've tested it last weekend. I've gone through. I found a couple more quirks in it. My wife Casey's gone through it. And then Casey gave it to her. Our marketing lead gave it to her mom, who was with Dale Carnegie, to look at and make sure that there's anything out there. So we think we got that fine-tuned. We got the song on there. We got Anthony's story. We got all the good stuff. It's all features on there. You can do it on your phone or you can do it on your on your computer. So maybe we go at it from a business perspective and say, who are those businesses that are coming through this path, and see if we want to approach them. Does that hit home at all or not?
Any of that can be done. It's not a problem. The key, I think, is like to make sure that it's coordinated. And so like Life Masteries, I mean, they don't care. They can get you over a list of the 1,000 people or whatever. the challenge is if you guys start touching them too, and if Life Masteries is touching
Yeah.
them,
No, yeah, I get you. Yeah.
then it's a little gonky because then it could be like what, and so it's fine. Like Life Masteries, if they give the handoff to you and you guys are going to take it, that's fine. But then,
Well, we can share the memo with you or the email with
yeah,
you
I
too.
mean,
I mean, that would be there's a variety. Casey has written a number of ones that are driving to, hey, this is Anthony's way, the road to kindness. This is what we're doing. We're doing a kindness movement, trying to change the environment and gain support for kids, children that have ADHD and help their family. So it's fairly straightforward. It's got a couple of links built into it. One of those links is um, to our website or our app, so people can see it. So I can get all of those from her, and
yeah.
we
So
can.
whatever is the most efficient and effective, and so,
I don't
but
want to give you guys more work, is what I'm trying to. I
well,
mean,
don't worry about that.
okay,
So don't worry about giving more work because it's fine. Life Masteries, they've got the bandwidth and they've got technology too, and then they've got high level, programmers, and they can customize like anything. And um, so at some point we may find it best, just like Life Masteries does this piece and then hands it off, and then you guys take it and run with it,
yeah,
or we might
because
like work together. You guys are running your stuff, we're running our stuff. You guys discover stuff, Life Masteries discover stuff, blend it together. They've got technology. It's called an AP, an automated process, and so that they could have touch one, touch two, touch three, and it's all automated.
okay,
And so um, so again, yeah, if you want to go ahead and get whatever over to Anita, and then and Nora and I, but Anita's the point person mostly. And so we can do that and start doing it. And we might find it most efficient just to dish everything off to you guys. We
yeah,
take them up to a point and then you guys take them and go from there or whatever.
because we're going to look at the business. We're going to try to get as many corporations or businesses tied in because we'll have a site for them on this page. We'll have a site for all the businesses that sign on, and they can see all the hearts that people have bought through their business. We think that's pretty powerful when you can actually, hey, we
Right.
our company just like we're so we have. And you're familiar with Deloitte. I think I mentioned those
Yep.
before. Deloitte, CPA firm. We just sent off to one of the partners that we had on our board, an email, and we're gonna let him run through the web app first and make him comfortable. And then if he's comfortable, he's going to pass it on to his people in the Philadelphia office. That's just one office. These firms have 140,000 employees. I mean, so if we can get a buy-in from one office, and we're going to try to do the same thing with Ernst and Young too.
Okay.
So,
How do you have connections into Deloitte?
well, he was on this guy was on our board. He was our financial expert on our board, on the
Copy.
charity board. But
Gotcha.
I know him personally too from some other activities. And Ernst and Young, that's where I was a partner. I was a partner at EY.
Right.
So a retired partner is trying to get the right connections into the offices there for me because I haven't been in touch with them in 20 plus years. So I mean,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
so trying to go down that path, and then even the American Institute of CPAs. That's a whole nut. Then that's a charity though, so I have to be careful with that piece. But that's the population of all CPAs because you want to be part of that organization. So um, no, that's only because I'm a CPA. That's why that's trying to take that route. I could talk with these
Right.
people best and the organizations best. So, but then um, I have a couple of key organizations, car dealerships that have massive amount of franchises, et cetera. So that would be if we can get a couple of following. So we're doing a soft launch May 6th in May, do a little bit harder launch in June because that's when ADHD Summit is, and that's Children's Awareness Month. I think that's perfect time to roll this baby out. Um, and a lot of that's going to be done on social media. I'm going to set up a crowdfunding event, see if we can drive some people through crowdfunding because it is only $5. I mean,
Right.
that's all it is. $5.40 $5.45 because that's the processing fees and crap that go along with it.
Right.
So
Right. So this is so Life Masteries has gone after CPAs for a long time. And so they've sent out I don't know over the last um
daggone CPAs, right?
right. This goes back to 2020. So in
Okay.
the last since 2020 they've sent out 3.1 million
Oh
um
wow.
emails to CPAs. So they've got them sliced and diced pretty strong. So they've got CPAs in Florida, Arizona, California, Illinois. So they've got that. Of those 3.1 million, there's 279,000 opens. And of those 279,000 opens, there's 138,000 clicks. And so they're very active. I think, and Adam's the one that's leading this up. And it looks like over here, it looks like it's
Well,
happening once to twice a week. They are doing something in the CPA world.
well, maybe what we do is we develop something specific to the CPA area, and I mean,
Oh,
let me talk to Casey about that, and maybe if you want to if you want to send that to these people who you already got on your database.
yeah,
If there's 138,000 clicks, I mean, I'd start with that. They're
right,
most in tune to go into look at
right,
something. So, I
right,
mean, we get that, we'd send that out too. And then, the only challenge that we have is that we're not going to be able to track if you send it out, we're not going to be able to track who goes to our site and where they're coming from, which we really don't care. I don't really care where they come from, I guess.
right,
Shouldn't really
right,
care. But then if there's five or six coming from a business, I want to be able to go back to the business.
right.
And that'd be the only challenge that I'd see.
Well, what can happen is Life Masteries can go ahead and Life Masteries can go ahead and set up a landing page that can where their technology can track if they're grabbing something and then directing them to you.
Yeah, what we could do is put the heart site out there.
Right. And so we can go ahead, Life Masteries can go ahead and track it, and then we could just say, here's a list of, or the technology people or somebody could go ahead and cross-reference the list at some point and say, hey, here's people here. So yeah, there's in a way it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. In
Yeah.
another way, it kind of does, because then if you can track what's working and where it's coming from, then you can go ahead and do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know Nora and Anita. Ken Bucci, CPA. He's a CPA out in Boston, and he's a client of ours. Been a client for I don't know 10, 11, 12 years. Friend of ours. Um, and when Jonathan died, oh my gracious, he and his wife were just so, I mean, so amazing. They were really, really caring and just, it was great. Anyways, so he, the first office, he's about ready to transfer his CPA. So I know a number of CPAs around the country. Um,
Yeah.
and so he's out in Boston. Obviously, there's a lot of big firms out there. He's got a lot of connections. He knows like everybody. And the first place so I don't know, Anita and Nora, you and I the three of us can talk about which one of you guys should take him. We need to talk to Ginger Ann to make sure that everything's in alignment there. But the first place he rented his first office from 30 years ago is owned by a guy that's a billionaire, multi-billionaire, has his own family office and stuff like that. So he's connected into a lot of very, very wealthy people, a lot of businesses. He went through a year, 2 years ago, probably the biggest acquisition. I mean, he went through just something massive. I mean, it was a challenge for him. He really liked it. And so there's, yeah, a lot of connections there. So we'll talk with him and see if there's some things there. Pretty,
That family office is another whole another concept that
oh,
we may want to be pursuing here. we don't have any in our list right now, so that might be another opportunity. If there's a way to tell who's all in the family offices, we can specifically target that through emails if we have an email for them.
Yeah, family offices are fascinating animals.
They are. They are. Yeah.
So Peter Miles, um, his
Yeah.
partner for the BMW dealership out in Phoenix, Arizona, he has two other partners in that dealership, and one of those partners is multi-billionaire and has a family office. And so, like, Peter once said to me, like, he's got a Rolodex of over 250 people at, similar level, like presidents of board members of worldwide companies. And I said
Yeah.
something once to him of the 250 people. I said, "Hey, can you send out something to them or something?" He says, "Mark, uh, you don't understand." I always like when people say I don't understand. I might more than you realize. And and I'm like, what is it? I don't. He's like, I send one wrong thing to him, and
Yeah.
it's done. Like, it's just done. When Tom introduced me to the president of Easter Seals, and I don't know if you've done anything with them or not.
Easter seals now.
So they do a whole bunch of a whole bunch of stuff. When Tom and I were in Wisconsin, we we went ahead and attended it was a warehouse, and they had a whole bunch of handicapped special needs, young people that had jobs and stuff. And so they do a ton of stuff um, there. But when I was talking to the president of Easter Seals, I said, "What's your biggest challenge?" He said, "Mark, um, I go to these events, and I meet the president of Pepsi, the president of Apple. I literally have 2-3 minutes."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
I
Yeah.
think it's like bam, and I mean it's like there's so many, and so it's like the speed upon which these men and women at that level function, and the pressure on them, knowing I have 1 to 3 minutes, and if I botch up, I've just lost $3 million. Just
Yeah, absolutely.
and so, anyways, and so what I do realize is that at that level, there's so many interconnections. I was coaching the president's wife of a major college in the Chicago area, and I asked her what her biggest challenge was, and she said, "Mark, it's it's knowing who's my friend because they're my friends, and who's my friend because I'm the wife of the president."
All right. Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and so like what Peter's saying is essentially you you don't have relationships with these 250 people. You just have connection, and you make one wrong mistake with these high level
Yeah.
people and they're gone. There's
Yeah.
no connection, there's no relationship. So you have a whole bunch of superficial surface relationship with a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of money with a whole bunch of power, but there's no substance there. And I'm like, I think I understand that. And it is what it is. It's not good or bad. And so you get one shot at these folks, and boy, so the people who have the connections often are very careful about the connection,
Sure. Yep.
and there's good reason for it. So how do you navigate through all of that stuff? And so but I'm reading a lot more, like the founder of Amazon, his wife, he and his wife got a divorce.
Yeah.
And
She's dishing out tons of
oh my
grants.
goodness. And
Amazing amount of money.
it's totally different than everybody else. Hers is under the people are getting millions of dollars, and they don't even, like, somebody I was reading in the Wall Street Journal, somebody went ahead and got a call from somebody and they didn't return it. And they got another call, another call. Finally, they picked it up and they said, "Who is this? We don't know." They call, and it's somebody from her
Yeah.
nonprofit, and they're like, "Yeah, you've just won. You've just been designated $3 million or
See,
something.
that was so she's been through two. I followed her because I did go out and see if I could apply. So I followed her. Initially, she was just giving out money.
Right.
She was just so she got X amount of dollars. She set this
Yeah.
nonprofit up. She's just dishing out money. So then she backed up and said, "Well, I need a process." So she assigned some people to handle a process now, and the process is very strict. It's a much stricter process than her handing out money. So, and I think part of this is so I always tell people, CVS. I went after CVS really hard because I had connection with CVS years ago, and et cetera. And so and I got connected to the right people, the granting people there. And one of the requirements was that I needed $1 million of expenses. Expenses. So as a
Right.
charity, I wrote back to him. I said, if I have $1 million of expenses, I'm doing something wrong as a nonprofit. I said, I'll never get to that number. And I said, why will you consider other alternatives to help us? Because we don't, we're lean and mean, and I only have, and I cover all expenses myself. I'm not, if I get $1 million, I'm screwed. I'm done. I don't want to do that. I will never have
Right.
that amount. And she wrote back. She said, "Well, I'd love to consider that. Let's think about other opportunities. Maybe there's some small grants we'll give you." And needless to say, I didn't get anything from CVS, but she also has. So his ex-wife also has created this practice or some. There's some mix in there around expenses that makes no sense to me. But that's just saying that you're a bigger organization. You've been running a long time. That's like Easter Seals or any of
Right.
these other big or
Right.
I mean, so forget the little guy. They're just going to
Right.
give it to the big guys because you trust them more, but they're actually ones you
Right.
should trust less.
Right. It's
Just doesn't
it's
make
just
any sense.
crazy.
It's
But
freaking
it is
nuts.
what it is. And
It
so it's
is.
like, they have, yeah,
Yeah.
like Easter seals and all the big ones. They have this stuff down the 530 grid. And that's one of the
Yeah.
goals of Life Masteries is to get the systems that the big boys have and apply those to all the little guys.
Yeah.
Like, so Life Masteries can go ahead and raise millions, billions of dollars for other smaller organizations. Cause I'm like you, it's the small guys that the big ones have it and they spend it like crazy and who knows what's going on. I'm not criticizing big or small. I'm just saying
No,
I
no,
was
but
raised small.
yeah, yeah, but it's less managed than you would think,
Right.
and it's yeah, and some of it's a shame. It's just spending money out because you have to spend money. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't believe in it. I never have.
It
So
yeah, it's great. Anything else you
anyway,
have, sir?
no. So a couple. Let's just regroup here for a minute.
Yep.
So I'm going to get you the heart site.
Yep.
Um,
And then the list of the different audio, like
yeah, I'm
Spotify
going to
and
get
stuff.
you the list of podcast organizations,
Yep.
and then I'm going to focus a little bit on CPAs and see if we can get a letter or an email, something around CPAs that makes sense for what we're trying to do.
Yep.
Um, from what those are what I have from what I'm going to send you. The other thing is I'm going to focus on family. From our side, I'm going to focus on family offices. I don't think we spent enough time on that piece because that's where there's a ton of money there and people who we should be dealing with. And there's probably ADHDs, so CPAs and other people that are part of these family offices that have money. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
And then Anita and Nora. I don't know if Peter's still over in England or wherever he's Africa. Not sure where he's at or his availability. But if one of you could reach out and connect with him and say, "Hey, Mark would like to have another conversation," that would be great because then we can kind of go ahead and so he understands that process being, past president of Rolls-Royce, past board member of BMW, and hanging around with those guys. He can go ahead and at least so he can tap his mind some.
Well, the guy that we're one of the dealerships is a BMW dealership that we're working with. Okay,
Okay.
so if we can get that, if I can get them signed on, um, that's one or one dealership. That's it. But they go through a ton of cars because where they're at. But I mean,
And Peter might know that person then personally, the one you're
well,
working.
it's the Flow organization. Flow, FLOW is the organization, but the dealership that I'm working with. So Northwood is a big follower. They're actually doing a major walk right before graduation
Okay.
for Anthony. So Northwood University, and a lot of people have come out of Northwood. This person that we gave scholarships to Northwood in Anthony's memory. This guy is one of the guys that we actually
Nice.
gave a scholarship to. So he's running this BMW, the dealership for Flow. He's running that piece.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Okay.
so I don't
Yeah.
he probably knows Flow, but because they're one of the largest dealerships here in the East Coast
Gotcha.
side. So but
Okay.
anyway.
Yep.
So
All right, sir.
until
Sounds
that
good.
time.
Have a great
All right.
weekend.
You guys
Thank
too. Take care, Anita and Nora. All the best, Mark. See you.
We'll see you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
Tara.
We'll see ya.